Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling.
YouTube, what is the deal? It's your boy Datruthyadig, and we back, baby. Apologize, I haven't posted for like the past 3 or 4 days. I had a lot of stuff going on family-wise, but we're good now, and we're here to do the final and 100% accurate mock draft for real life and obviously in Madden too. Now, I'm going to do the first 20 picks. Now, if you know me, you know I am a college sports fanatic. Whether it's basketball or football, I tend to like those better than the professional. So I'm not saying I'm Tom McShay, not saying I'm Mel Kiper, not saying I'm Bucky Brooks or any of these guys, but I do watch a lot of college football. So I feel confident going into this, watching a lot of these guys, especially guys like in the SEC. You see, I'm a Bama fan, so yeah, that's what it is. But before we get into that, like, subscribe to the video. I do appreciate all the love. Shout out to everyone who made me hit 10,000 followers on TikTok. That's a big thing, to hit 10K on TikTok. Obviously, we've hit over a K on YouTube, and we've done great on Twitch. It's been a great 2022, and I want to continue this momentum into 2023 in terms of Madden, into the terms of the 2023 calendar year. All right, so like, subscribe to the video. Appreciate the support. Let me know down below if y'all think I'm crazy, if y'all think I'm right, what yada yada. So as you can see, Madden has introduced this thing this year where you can kind of predict the first 20 picks. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 things: what I think you should do, and then I'm actually gonna do what I feel like each team's gonna select. What I feel like you should do is just do a run on selections. Now, what I mean by that, so like for the first 3 picks, we know Thibodeau, we know Hutchinson, and we know Trayvon Walker out of Georgia are consistently the top 3 players in the draft, right? So me personally, for the top 3, I would just pick on edge rushing on all 3. And then we know in terms of Charles Cross, homie out of NC State, and then Evan Neal, even though Evan Neal has had some, injury issues and medical history come up, make a run on OT, offensive lineman. The odds of anyone getting 20 correct, if you get 20 correct, I'm just letting you know, if you get 20 correct, let me know so I can give you something and put some Powerball numbers or something for me. Hook your boy up, because if you get 20 correct, you should be working for ESPN or somewhere else. Like I said, I think Joe said this: you can lock Mel Kiper and Tom McShay in a room and give them 100 different scenarios to do this, 100 different ways to do this, and they wouldn't pick all 20, because this doesn't take in consideration trades and all that. So being mindful of that, we are gonna, like I said, if I was you, what I would do is just put a run on picks, hopefully to try to get like 10 or so right. Because I believe if you get the reward, these are the rewards. Obviously, look, you've seen it this far. I wanted to wait until the day of the draft before I put mine up. So those are the rewards. I don't think I'm going to get me right. But like I said, I love college football, and I obviously wanted to do something in reference to this. Because as I've guys told you many times, when the new college football game come out, my time's going to be split between that and Madden. So look, I've talked too much. Let's get into this. So I'm actually going to go into the desktop. Shout out to CC. He put out this website. I was watching him the other day, the Draft Network. And this is great. So I'm literally just going to go as quickly as possible. Now, for the first pick, who I think Trayvon Walker has really been flying up draft boards since his combine since his combine performance. Now, if you would have watched Georgia throughout the year, it was Jordan Davis, and I can't think of the other inside linebacker. The other lineman, and then Nakobe Dean. Those are the 3 big guys for Georgia, excuse me. Obviously, I'm an Alabama fan. They smacked us in the championship. I get it. So look, I'm going to pick with them Trayvon Walker, because I think NFL, obviously, he has more upside. I think Aiden Hutchinson is more productive, and Kevon Thibodeau is the better freak athlete. So we're going to go Trayvon Walker. As you can see, I will pick him if they let me. I'll draft. Here we go. All right, so draft there. So now, who I would choose if I was Jacksonville, I would choose Evan Neal. I feel like he's the best left tackle in the league, or coming into the draft, and I think you need to protect Trevor Lawrence. Now, for Lions, I'm not going to complicate things. We're going to go draft. We're going to draft Hutchinson, right? Now, this is where it could get interesting, because a guy who's been flying up, who was great in college, is Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner, Ahmad Gardner, cornerback out of Cincinnati, 6'2", 200, long, lean, athletic corner. I definitely think he can make something happen. So do the Texans decide to go with a DB or decide to go with Thibodeau? Because Thibodeau's had some injury histories, and his work ethic has been questioned. I know the coach of the Lions came out and said he wouldn't draft him because he didn't like him. I'm going to shake things up, and remember, whatever I pick here, we're going to go into the game and pick 2. So I'm going to shake it up here, and I'm actually going to go with Ahmad Gardner, drafted at number 3. Now, would it be shocking if they actually took Thibodeau? Absolutely not. So with that being said, that makes the Jets. Now again, if I'm a Jets, you have a second-year quarterback in Zach Wilson. You want to keep him right up. You got Mekhi Becton, who I thought coming out was more of a right tackle than left tackle anyway, but obviously he did all right at left tackle last year. You can draft Evan Neal and kick Mekhi Becton over to right tackle. You have 2 tackles for the next 10 years. But I think the Jets are going to take Thibodeau. He's going to be too much of an upside to pass up here, and they'll draft Thibodeau. So this is where it gets super interesting. This is where I think the first trade can happen, because obviously you can see the Giants have pick 5 and pick 7. So the odds of them, whatever player they want here, they'll probably end up getting here. Now, I'm not going to predict trades because they're too crazy to predict. And obviously there's a multitude of teams like the Saints, the Eagles, the Chiefs, who has multiple first-round picks who could jump up and potentially get someone, right? So sorry I had to readjust my chair, so it might be a clip after there. I really do think Evan Neal, I know he has draft, in terms of his medical history, but I think if you want to give Daniel Jones everything to succeed, Andrew Thomas was great, right? Don't get me wrong, Andrew Thomas was absolutely great, but I think they could trade out of it, me personally. But if I'm just taking players who are here, and let me just zoom out real quick. So if we go here, I don't think they take a receiver. They could take Cross. I'm going to go with Evan Neal. Evan Neal 5. Look, I can tell you everything you want about Evan Neal because I watched him for 3 years. So Evan Neal 5. Boom. Now, Panthers, another team. We all know quarterbacks tend to run high. They do run high in the NFL draft. So sometimes quarterbacks get overdrafted. I'll point to you, what have it, 8 years ago when Christian Ponder got drafted at 7. No one thought that guy out of Florida State was going to get drafted at high. A couple years later, E.J. Manuel happened to E.J. Manuel too. Our Broncos drafted Tim Tebow. You get the point, right? So me personally, if I'm the Panthers, depending on what you're doing, if you're really investing in Sam Darnold, you go with Ikeem. And I think that's what they do. I think they go with Ikeem. They drafted J.C. Horn last year. So obviously he cut his season was cut short with injury, but I think they go with Ikeem and don't even think about it, right? Now, the Giants are back on the clock. There's a lot of still sitting here, right? And this is where I was talking about before. I think if that might be a trade because let's say if they value Charles Cross and Evan Neal both the same, they can trade to 5, get it 6. The Panthers take whoever at 6, and then at 7, one of those two will still be there. I honestly think who they may go with. See, they could go Derek Stingley, but they got James Bradbury, who they've made available for trade. So it depends on if they go to trade them or not. This is tough. This is tough for them at 8. It really is tough for them at 8. I don't think they go receiver. See, they could go. They could go Jermaine Johnson, but I think that could be a reach. Honestly think he would be a reach. But obviously, look, we know teams if they like players, they're gonna get players, right? So with them picking already Ikeem at 5, at 7, I think they can go with a value pick and take Derek Stingley. I really do. They think they can go with a value pick and take Derek Stingley, and Stingley can slide in the slot, and you can have James Bradbury on one side, and then homeboy that used to be with Tennessee. I cannot think of his name right now. He has an out of position card in Madden in the backyard promo, but Adoree Jackson. You can have Adoree Jackson play on one side and Derek Stingley play. So I'm gonna go with Derek Stingley. I don't know if this is gonna be right. This is a pick that I really don't know. Depends on what happens in front of them. Atlanta. I think Atlanta goes receiver. They have to. Calvin Ridley's up in flux. Their best pass catcher is Kyle Pitts. I think they go receiver, but the receiver I think they go with, because they like the Alabama ties, and I know he tore his ACL, I think they go with Jameson Williams. I really do, and you might say it's a homer pick, but I do think they go with Jameson Williams. Now, Seattle. Should have been the Broncos pick, but I'm okay with it not being our pick. We got Russell Wilson. I think they finally addressed the O-line, and I think they go with Charles Cross. Massive man out of Mississippi State. I think they go with Charles Cross. So, we're back at the Jets at 10. Now, they would love Charles Cross to still be there. Absolutely love Charles Cross to still be there. But he's not going to be there. Right? So, he's absolutely not going to be there. Now, the player, I think, they may go secondary. Now, they may get Sauce Johnson with their first pick, depending on who's there. But I think they go and get... Where is he at? Where is he at? They may have him a little bit low. Corner. I wanted to look at a corner. Okay. So I don't think they look, they could get Jermaine Johnson, but they already took an edge. They already took Thibodeau. They could get Kyle Hamilton, but everything that I'm reading, I have Kyle Hamilton pegged in at 11 to Washington. For some reason, I just think Washington wants him. They could go Jordan Davis because since Leonard Davis got traded, they don't have any inside linebacker. I don't think any receivers get taken here. I'm going to go with Jordan Davis. They take Jordan Davis at 10. Like I said, that big man, had to put on a show at the combine as well. And like I said, with Washington, kind of a homer pick as well, because I run a Washington theme team. We're going to go Kyle Hamilton here at 11. And then we got, who is that? Minnesota. I think they could go receiver because they only got Adam Thielen's up there, pair someone with Jordan Jefferson. They're not going to go quarterback because obviously they re-upped on, what's his name? Kirk Cousins. Jordan Davis would be great for them, but Devontae Wyatt. I think this is a great spate for Devontae Wyatt to go. Like I said, another guy, massive man, who was talked about with Jordan Davis all season long for Georgia. Now we get to the Texans. That's Texans making their second pick. This is where I feel like, where is he at? Jermaine Johnson comes off the board. Great spot for him. High motor guy. I think that would be great. And this is with the Ravens. So they have needs here is interior lineman, cornerback, and IDL, right? If Zion Johnson is sitting there at 15, that's going to be their pick. If Kayvon Thibodeau is sitting there at 15, because obviously his injury history, that's going to be his pick. But we're going to go with Zion Johnson, and that's what we're going to go with. Now, Eagles. Like I said, they have 2 picks back-to-back. If these receivers are sitting there, they're taking one of them to pair with Devontae Smith. They're taking one. I think they take Garrett Wilson. And then I think this is where we see a run of receivers. I think Drake London goes next. Now, this is going to be completely wrong because a quarterback isn't going to wait until pick 17 to go. Someone's going to trade up and get a quarterback, but I'm not projecting trades here, right? And this is where Trevor Penning, I believe, comes off the board, Northern Iowa. Great swing tackle. I think he's more of a right tackle than a left tackle, if they let me close this. And so we'll take Trevor Penning off of there. Now, second pick for the Eagles, like Trent McDuffie. Really do like Trent McDuffie for them. Now, the Saints, they could take Malik Willis. They don't have a need for him, but there's 3 quarterbacks sitting there, right? They've addressed the receiver position. They don't really have a young up-and-coming quarterback. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put Malik Willis to the Saints. I'm going to do it. And this is where I could see a running on quarterbacks. In pick 20, we're going to go with Kenny Pickett. So someone obviously is going to get Desmond Ridder, Chris Olave, and things of that nature. So let's hop back over to Madden, and we'll keep these picks going. So, like I said, pick number 1. Who do we go with? If I was to advise you guys, I would go with edge rusher. I would go with edge rusher for the first 3 picks. So I'm looking at my picks over here. So my pick number 1, I went with Trayvon Walker, edge. Let's go with that. Pick number 2, we're doing the same thing because we went with Aiden Hutchinson in the edge. And then pick number 3, we go with Sauce, right? So that's what we're doing in terms of that. Let me just get over to this pick number 3 or 2, excuse me. We're going to go here. Now, I'm not going to show all these because I went through the mock draft, so you know exactly what I'm going to pick. So bear with me one quick second. Let me get through all these, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so we're in my binder. I just want to show you guys my picks. So like I said, edge rusher, DB, edge rusher, O-line, DB, wide receiver, O-line, non-edge, DB, non-edge again, edge rusher, O-line, receiver, quarterback, DB, O-line, wide receiver. Now, if we look back over here, essentially what it reflects for me. So, just wanted to show you guys that I actually picked what I said in terms of this mock draft. So, that's it for me. I wanted to do this video. I know you guys, I put up a poll. You want to see the Broncos theme team. It is coming. It'll come the day after this. I wanted to just get this out before the draft promo so I can get my prediction out there and try to be right like everyone else, even though I know I'm 100% right and this is it because I got, Todd McShay brain. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know down below where I'm crazy, where I'm right. By the time you guys see this, it will be draft day. Probably about 10:30, 11 by the time this thing is going live. So it'll be about another 8 hours until the draft is live. So I'll have a lot of time to decide or see if I'm going to be right or not. But I appreciate you boys. Much love. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. Hopefully you guys go crazy on the prediction. I'm hoping to get at least 10 right, even though they're all right, in my mind. But I'm hoping to get at least 10 right. Doesn't make sense, but it doesn't have to because you understand. Deuces.